Hello and welcome to Project 1 eSports GT Season 4 Round 12, the season finale here at Laguna, Seca. I am Jackie Prez, and joining me in the booth once again for the last time this season is Bodod. Bodod, how are you today?
Very well. Looking forward to what's going to be a cracking race to round off a cracking season. Round 12 of 12. Always excited to get the final race, and a few things still on the line, which is good to see. So a really important race to decide some of these championship positions, as well as the teams, the constructors' positions. So it's going to be a fun one.
That is absolutely true. Obviously, the Drivers' Championship done and dusted. R12 wrapping it up at Kyoto last time out, but the important Teams Championship, as we do head into Season 5 after these races, it is a full reset of the cars, and all the teams want to finish as high as they can to hopefully get the car that they want to start off Season 5 in a full reset.
Yeah, of course. Car decision coming off leading constructors, so really important. Max Speed does come into this round with the lead. It's not quite decided yet. FP Autosport in P2 and Banana Cake Pie Racing Division in P3 right behind. Kennedy Motorsport currently sitting in P4, probably going to stay there unless something miraculous happens, and Rebo Satellite at the back. So plenty to fight for in there, as well as a bit of supremacy within the drivers as well. Battle for P2 still well and truly alive between the Smeg and Tex, and a couple other positions up for grabs a bit further down the pecking order. So it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be really important to get some strong results, particularly for those Constructors' Championship, which I know some of the owners value much more than their own individual success.
There is definitely a couple in this championship that really value that team's championship. Whether or not they actually do anything with that opportunity to pick what car they want is, well, that's up for debate. Anyway, as we head into the race, we will run through your starting order. Pole position, R12. Once again, shock horror, ladies and gentlemen. But R12 once again gets pole position. Curving Texas in P2, looking to mount a challenge to the Smeg for P2 in the championship. He's starting in P3. Dynamite in 4th. Banana Cake Pie in 5th. He's hoping BCPRD can move up the pecking order and finish P2 in this championship. It's a long shot for them in the Teams Championship, but maybe they can get P2 and maybe get a higher position for them to choose the car they want. Orphan Drop filling in for BKXI, starting an excellent P6 in what is his full debut, actually. After getting called in last minute at the Nürburgring, he gets an opportunity in the WRX. Airborne in 7th, Bodod in 8th, Timant in 9th, and Prying Stinger rounds out your top 10. Then you've got Jamo, KD, Blocky Rex, the Stone Tower, disappointing qualifying. He's down in 14th, really struggling these last couple rounds with qualifying, and Candy Cane rounds off your grid. So we will kick things off in 3, 2, 1, and Bodod, why don't you take us away for the start, mate?
Yeah, let's do it. Really excited for this one. It's going to be a cracker of a race. Plenty of talent up and down this field, if you've seen this season so far. As the rest build, and we are underway. Everyone gets a nice little chance to start. Takes a little bit squiggly, perhaps. Looks like you've got relatively few issues going up and down the field into what's a really tricky turn one. Actually, quite easy for the rear end to pivot around the front. It looks like we're fairly tight. Everyone's got down inside a couple of guys up to P5 already in that Merc. A little bit of scrapping at the back there, guys trying to sort themselves out. Really narrow track.
Whoa!
Can go and lose a lot of time. There's a bit of an instant in the middle here. This guy's going sideways and backwards and everywhere.
Yeah,
KD around and
KD is
sideways as well.
Yeah, KD is around at the back of the pack, and I did see Orphan Drop get a bit of a tap there going into turn number 4, I believe. But anyway, as we will head back to the front, R12 once again doing what he does best. He is checked out. Well, ever so slightly from Curving Texas. Then you got Dynamite right behind Curving. Then you've got the Smeg and Banana Cake Pie in tow. Bodod currently in P6. Airborne in 7th as they go through the corkscrew for the first time. Prying Stingray, the Stone Tower, and Candy Cane. That rounds out your top 10. So we will head back towards... We'll go to Banana Cake Pie and Bodod. Bodod right on his former team boss's tail. Can Bodod make a move into the final corner? Prying Stingray runs a little bit wide in the background. Banana Cake Pie cannot do much about that. Anyway, as we start lap number 2, R12 is your race leader from Curving, Texas. Dynamite in 3rd, the Smeg in 4th, and Banana rounds out your current top 5.
Yeah, really tricky to get moved on here, particularly with how narrow the track is. Just going to have to really get yourself in a good position too. He's got a bit of wheel sliding behind, so like Stone Town Airborne swap positions in P8. Shout out to Candy Cane, made up a couple of positions off the start as well, which is good for him. But plenty of battling up and down the field here. Tex is not letting Ridwan get away, he's pushing him through the first, second section here. Dynamite's not too far back either, so we've got 4 teams in the top 4 at the moment, which is really great to see. So it's lining up to be a really good race up front, plenty of action in the midfield as well. So decent start. A little bit of argy-bargy, but you can expect that with such a tight, narrow track. As I think Tim's going to make a move down to P10 as well, so plenty happening.
Yeah, there absolutely is. Don't really know where to look half of the time, actually, but we're going to have a look at right up the front here at Curving Texas behind Ridwan. Ridwan has not been able to get away as much as he normally would. The SLS is struggling ever so slightly around here, being very heavy. Being described as a boat as it has been for, I would say, majority of this season by his drivers and team owner. But
yeah,
as
we get that front end into the corners. We know how Ridwan, what his pace is like in general. I'm sure he can get the best out of that car. Banana's moved himself up to P4 actually, and got on to P5. So a nice little battle here to the back up and podium there. Smeggy's struggling a touch with what's also quite an understeering car.
Yeah, it is, and he will not want to lose any further ground because he's got one prying Stingray coming after him. So can Stingray get himself up to this, well, let's say lead group and maybe challenge for a podium? Airborne, he's currently running a solid P8. The FBR swap boys, all 3 cars inside the top 10. Tim-Man in 10th, the second actually, rather, not third, second of the team max speed cars. Candy Cane, Jamo and Blocky, the 3 Robo boys, running line astern on lap number 3. Then you've got Orphan Drop currently just struggling a little bit off the pace here at the moment, maybe just finding his feet, and you've got KD bringing up the rear, so not an ideal start for Team Max Speed here.
Yeah, it's got a lot of cars sliding down, it's really, really tricky. Kind of getting some air in the middle there, and the back end can really slide up, particularly those cars that are quite light in the back end, such as the WRX and some, but not so much, except BMW as well. So really, really tricky couple of sections here to negotiate. There's all about sliding around everywhere in the final corner. That's probably going to open the door for Stingray actually, who's managed to move himself up into P6 past the Smeg. So Stingray for P10 on the grid. He's looking really, really lively the first couple of laps here. Trying to get himself up into this lead group there. Banana's not too far ahead of this pack either. So all sliding down to turn 1 now. Stingray's just sniff his nose down the inside. A little bit of contact perhaps, but he's got through there, and Baltimore has to settle for P6. There's a bit more contacts there, so not willing to give it up. 4 wheels in the dust there, and who's going to take Stingray here? So Stingray backs out slightly there, but he's got a lot of pace on Stingray, so
yeah, a little bit in the background there. We've got Airborne. He did have a think about trying to get past the Smeg here. All important, as we remember, all important teams championship. Airborne, a last minute deal to come and race the rest of the season, but he is challenging the Smeg, and this is critical points for FPR Sport in their quest for a team's championship. Then you got the Stone Tower. He is holding off Tim-Man at the moment, just at 9th and 10th. Then you've got 2 of the Revo boys, and then you got Orphan Drop, KD, and Candy Cane has made a mistake and does have rear damage. So less than ideal for Candy Cane and for the Revo Satellite driver. Less than ideal start also for KD, currently in 14th. Not what his team owner would have wanted. Let's go have a look at...
crashed the Stingray there. We've got 2 pretty decent groups at the top. Top 3 very, very close together. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, and almost 8 there, very, very close together as well. As Stingray's going to push it down the inside. Very late move to the inside there. He's going to bump his way through into P5.
Yeah, he will, and Bono is out in the grass on lap number 5 as well, so I don't know if... Oh, and Airborne's gone around in the background, so Airborne in the sand pit. Must have dropped 2 wheels in the grass, and he has lost a ton of time. He is going to be filthy with himself.
That's good there. A little bit of squeeze on the entry perhaps, but interesting, not really going to go around the outside there too many times. Unfortunately, he's just dipped those tyres into the gravel. That's going to cost a lot of time. Oh, and Bortholz made a mistake too. He's down there too, into 13th place.
We'll try.
There as well.
Where is Bono? Yes, he is. He has made a mistake as well. So, two drivers making critical mistakes at critical moments. That is less than ideal for Bono.
Yeah, now he's going to try and get by KD up here. To get by down the inside here, so probably not the smartest move, but that's pretty big. Two guys running in the top 8 there, making fairly major mistakes. So that's no good for Perrin. We'll see what they can do working back up the field. They'll do a little bit of relief then. It's been hit by who's really good beat.
Yeah, just having a look at the back half of this top 10. Couple of interesting battles going on here. The Stone Tail and Tim Ant. Obviously, the Stone Tail will be racing those Team Max Speed Aston Martins very differently to how he probably races them all season. He knows every point is going to count tonight. And also, you've got a little scrap here for ninth as Orphan Drop moves down the inside on Jamo into turn number 1, turn 2 rather. Actually, I don't know if that little kink there counts as a turn, but the first heavy braking zone. But he moves up into 9th place as Tim and the Stone Tower both running line of stern here, and neither really throwing a punch as of yet. Interesting to see.
Not quite having the pace of the top 6 there. Not too much pressure yet behind the Orphan Drop is starting to get that gap down. Gemma and Blocky is following quite closely. Bothold's ahead of KD now, but they've got a bit of a gap that needs some room. So still got a fair few packs in the field here. It's pretty good to see.
Yes, we do. As Tim Ant runs he runs a bit deep into the corkscrew. That might open the door up for Orphan Drop there in P9 in car 8. See if he can move up into 8th. He's looking, just can't quite. There's no room there, but he is all over the back of that Aston Martin at the moment. That's a crucial break for the Stone Tower, just to get a bit of breathing room on Tim Ant.
Yeah, tricky to get down the inside there, but I know going deep in the course can be really costly. She can't afford to have your car sideways, getting down that massive dip. She's going to have to fix it up, maybe adjust the braking zone slightly. Most of these guys are on the medium tyre, which is the less crucial tyre, of course.
Yeah. That is true. Also, one key thing to note, it is an 8-lap tyre minimum tonight in the feature race, and it is a 6-lap minimum in the sprint. Anyway, as we move up under the brakes, Tim Ant, he's going to get moved up the racetrack, and Orphan Drop's going to move. He's going to get side by side. Does he move up into 8th? Does he take the spot? Yes, he does. So good move there, and Tim may feel a little bit aggrieved there. Just got a little bit of a bump mid-corner there, just unsettled him. But the move's been made.
Maybe a slight bump and run, but that's all right there.
Yeah, now we've got an interesting prospect. It's the brothers, 7th and 8th.
Yeah, and Prezzo's vulnerable here. He doesn't have the toe in front. There's a multi-second gap there, so he's still hanging on the back Stingray. So we'll see who can get in front of that pack next, maybe make a charge towards that group there. Tim's not too far back. Walkie has managed to clear a couple of guys as well. Mine's been up to the pack as well. So plenty of exciting things happening to start this race. Now onto lap 8, so we can see guys coming to the pits now. Though I know the pit lane around here is very long, so I'm not sure if anyone's going to try that 2-stop. Fresh tyres are incredibly fast around here. You really need these tyres. The pit time is quite substantial as well. So we'll see if anyone does decide to jump in early and try something different. Could really reap some major rewards if you do get it right.
It is always critical, the strategy game here. As all the Stone Towers ran wide, this opens the door up for the brother. Now they're side by side on the run up the hill. This could end in tears. Orphan Drop makes the move, and the Stone Tower's in the dirt.
Oh yeah, he's running a bit wide there, and he's going to be way off. I'm sure he's going to be raging, not just to himself, but yelling through the house as well.
Yeah.
Orphan Drop now for P8, 7, and Stone Tower now for 19 as well. Plenty of emotion running in there, I'm sure, in the Prezzo household, but Orphan Drop now for P7, recovering some of that ground initially lost at the start of the race, which is good to see in that WRX, which is very strong here. So he might be the next one to make a charge towards Meg. He's right there too, so yeah, exciting stuff there. Plenty of nice, spicy, dicey racing.
Yeah, great little battle there going on in the midfield, as we've got in fourth and fifth two BC PRD cars. Banana Cake Pie ahead of Prying Stingray at the moment on lap number 9. So, it'll be interesting to see what this Lexus can do. Obviously, as we've said all season, this thing is absolutely useless on fuel, but I do believe that they are trying the one-stop here, and the way their fuel's going, it's possible that they can pull this one-stop off relatively comfortably.
Yeah, they're doing very, very well and keep the pace up as well while they're doing the rig one. Still not too far ahead of Tex, sitting in that slipstream there, Dynamite between them. But Banana Pie, he's actually shown some really good pace. Stingray hasn't really been able to close up to him until the last couple of laps, and he might just let him go here. Yeah, he does. So Banana's had a really, really strong first stint here. Now looking to fall behind his teammate, maybe push them both towards the podium. But Lexus is looking really good. Looks like most of them saving enough fuel to get that one stop going.
And the first person to pull the trigger, sorry to cut you off there, Bloodod, is Dynamite in the WRX. That's really interesting. Not sure what is.
Super is probably the best or second best on fuel. Probably one of the easiest cars to make it to on one stop. So he's going to try a two stop then on tyres. Great to see him try something. It's always good when you see someone being a bit advantage with the strategy. So
last race of the season.
Yeah.
Last race of the season, no better time to try something. Anyway, back to the front. Ridwan cannot shake Curving Texas. In fact, Curving Texas is coming back at Ridwan here.
Yeah,
last lap, Curving Texas.
Really, really solid.
Yeah, last couple lap times. Yeah, Ridwan. Yeah, I think Ridwan might. Yeah, he has got. I think he's got a
penalty.
Serving a penalty.
No, he's lost more time than that. What's happening here with Ridwan?
I think he's had. I think there's some technical. I think he's got some technical dramas. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that SLS at the moment, but on that bombshell, Curving Texas is your race leader.
Yeah, and by substantial on that now as well. So Ridwan was paused for about 10-15 seconds there, so not too sure what's going on yet. Let's see if it continues to be a problem or whether he can get over it. Not too sure. Maybe he just had someone knock on the door offering him some pizza or something. Really odd.
That is a very odd way. I mean, we've seen this season, this guy is virtually untouchable, it seems, at certain tracks, as Ridwan does drops a wheel in the dirt, does a tank slap. His what's his last lap time? A 27.1, and Curving Texas did a 23.1. Yeah, he has got absolutely no pace in that SLS at the moment. Yeah, I think there is something massively wrong with...
Oh, and he's paused again.
If not,
so something really wrong here. Stingray's going to go straight past him here. There's something very wrong here with Ridwan, championship leader and race leader.
The champion himself is just... There is a massive drama with his car. It's either his car or his wheel or something has gone absolutely haywire, and...
Yeah, no damage, so it's not in game, so it must be something to do with his rig there, but he's now been knocked off the podium, so he's way off there, so there's something definitely wrong with the equipment, I think, yeah.
And this is a sight I don't think Orphan Drop would have expected. He is passing Ridwan for position.
Yeah, P4, so...
Save that, ladies and gents.
Not just for Ridwan here, but remember that team's championship, FP Autosport needs results to hang on to that P2 there. And with BCPRD now in a 1, 2, 3.
Oh dear God. FP Autosport are up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah, well, I mean, FP Autosport had a pretty substantial lead coming to this round here, so it'd be an absolute shock if they did lose it. Remember, this is 1 of 2 races. There are a lot of points to be grabbed, but I mean, losing the lead like that, he's now going to fall behind his teammate with the 9 Airborne, I think, here as well. That's absolutely massive in terms of the championship.
Yeah, it absolutely is, as Dynamite has a look under brakes and will just about get past that SLS. And Dynamite, first, I think, one of the very few drivers on the 2-stop strategy. He is currently in P8 and the first of your current stoppers.
Yeah, if Dynamite can get by Ridwan here in Prezzo, which I would expect him to on fresher tyres, he's going to have some clear air to really push, so looking really nice at Dynamite at the moment. Lotto sitting behind on that one stop with that mistake there, so that shows the pace that Dynamite has. He squeezes past Ridwan now for P7. Ridwan's in the gravel hit again, and Airborne's not going to get by, so yeah, massive, looking like continuous problems with Ridwan. I wonder if he's going to be able to pick it up or if he's just destined to continue to fall down the field. Now down to 10th, so really, really unfortunate to see. He's doing really well. It looked like he had a real proper race in his hands as well, a German race. We've seen him cruise out front so many times. But really having to work for this one, but unfortunately he's been robbed. By looking at what looks like is a pity. So really disappointing that they've been robbed with the battle up front. But yeah, I mean, now it's a chance for someone else to take full advantage. They are at the moment are easily PRD, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, absolutely. So Banana Cake Pie will be absolutely loving this at the moment, running first, second, and third, all 3 spots on the podium, and that is not a mistake at all. All 3 BCPRD cars are running down
behind as well, so they're very comfortable up there. So doing very, very nicely.
Lead Kennedy Motorsport car of Orphan Drop at the moment, filling in for BKXI, doing a pretty good job actually. Like, very surprising, running inside the top 5 at the moment. Blocky Brexy's currently in position number 5. Then you got the Stone Tower. Then you got Dynamite and Bonnet, 2 of the two other Kennedy Motorsport cars.
Oh, bit of contact behind with Airborne and Bodhod there. A little bit of spice happening here. Possibly Airborne looking for a move. Is for position. These 2 both getting involved in a couple of tangles at the start. So that's up for grabs there. Dynamite, that 2-stop ahead of them both. Now getting past Prezzo ahead as well. So 2 Kenny Motorsport cars and 2 FPO Sport cars having their own little battles there. I think Dynamite's going to squeeze through the inside, gets that done with P6. Now he's got a bit of clear air before Blocky. So Bodhod hangs on just as well. So that might be a little battle to keep an eye on these 3. Prezzo, Bodhod, Airborne. Everyone behind still falling back massively. That gap's just growing and growing. He's going to get passed by Jammer now, P11. So,
oh dear God,
he's destined for a bad place. He's gone off the track as well in the corkscrew. So that is P11 now. And Smeg, having stopped, is now the next one. Yeah,
Smeg
so
is
absolute disaster.
Yeah, that is just shocking. And Airborne is going to get past. I think he's going to get past Bodot here, or get his place back. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, they're pushing each other.
Oh, there's side by side, door-to-door contact! Let's go hard on the brakes into the hairpin for the first time. Not the first time, what am I on about? On lap 14, Jesus.
Oh, that's pushed through. Bottom's going to squeeze his way through an Airborne there. A bit of bumping in the braking zone. Straight line speed of the Mercedes there, getting through. Odd confident on the brakes there, gets back ahead. So, plenty of rubbing here. There's a little bit of spice to this battle here. Both these drivers involved earlier with each other. So, yeah, Impreza just chilling out front there, possibly being a bit helped, because it doesn't quite look like he has the pace at the moment. As Everyone's going to go for, late, he thought about it there.
He absolutely did think about that there, did Airborne. He's very much, I don't know if he's just misjudging the braking capabilities of this SLS. Like, we know it's not the best, but, I mean, yeah, as they go side by side, hard on the brakes into the corkscrew.
Yeah, don't really go side by side with the Airborne will squeeze through. Bottom's just going to have to let him go. So Airborne now up in P8.
Or does he?
Run out here though.
Side by side here, he doesn't have the preferred racing line at the moment, but he does. Yeah, he gets the position.
Just had him still there, so Airborne up here. I'm not sure if Bottom's going to be close enough in braking zone. A bit of a toe might help him a little bit. Both of them on fairly similar little tyres. So a pretty even battle here. Bodhod does have a bit less fuel though, so trying to bet a bit more.
Yep, as Airborne does move past the Stone Tower into position number 7.
7, yep.
One thing we can announce
Sorry, Presto just got very, very slidey out of there on the brake power there, so
yeah,
he almost was about to go round.
Did quickly just out in the last hour or so is FP Autosport announcing. He's got part.
That's a Prezzo-esque move on Prezzo.
It is. He's had it done to him a couple times tonight. I don't think he's very much liking it. He's getting a taste of his own medicine. Anyway, I'll finish what I was going to say about FP Autosport. They have announced that Ridwan is re-signing with the team for Season 5. So Prezzo is absolutely delighted to announce that he's keeping his championship-winning driver and is hoping that he can do what Banana does and have drivers carry him to a championship.
Yeah, and hopefully we've got to allow him to do that in upcoming races. But yeah, big news, really, really big news. We've got an absolute premium driver in this market here. So a big plus for FP Euro Sport. Prezzo's got some pace. He's a race winner in this league, of course. But not had the best, particularly the second half of the season here.
He's
He's
had.
also missing a fair few races as well, so it hasn't been the easiest season for Rezo, but really
I think.
important to get
I think he'll be. I think he'll be very happy to see the end of this season and the end of that SLS. I think the sprint race may see him just go and burn a motor or two. This will. What we're going to do, we're going to run through your current running order. Curvy Texas is very much checked out at the moment from Banana Cake Pie and Frying Stingray. In fact, Banana Cake Pie is ahead of Stingray at the moment, so Stingray just can't quite get, or doesn't quite have the pace of Banana at the moment. Banana's super consistent, and Stingray did make a mistake on lap 14. As you can see in his lap times there, 1:27.3. Banana has been super consistent, just sitting inside the 1:23s for the last 8 or so laps, and he is very much enjoying his time at the moment in P number 2. So BCPRD 1, 2 and 3. So Frying Stingray rounding out the BCPRD 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Orphan Drop currently in P4. Then you've got Dynamite in 5th, Blocky Rex in 6th, Bottle in 7th, the Smeg in 8th, Stone Tail and Airborne are both in the pit lane. That would put Jamo up to 9th. Tim is in 12th, then you got KD, Kenny, and then technical difficulties himself, Mr. Ridwan, rounding out your field as we will just try to look for a battle at the moment. And I can't seem to find one, unfortunately.
Talking about Strat, then Dynamite's actually makes some really good progress at 33 right now, so he might still be in this battle for the podium, maybe halfway through the race. He's got to close that gap. You can see BCPRD coming up to the corkscrew now with Stingray Banana Cake Pie. Dynamite is a couple of corners behind, gap maybe about 10-15 seconds. So he's got to close that about a second a lap for the rest of this race. With not having to fuel as much in his pit stop, as well as some slightly pressure tyres, it's definitely possible. As we see Tex in and BCPRD, all three of them might be actually. So good to see Dynamite on that 2-stop. Possibly still working. As yes, all three cars are now in the pits for Banana Cake Racing Division.
Yep,
Does
that means...
follow him in, or does he want to lead the lap? He wants to lead the lap, of course he does.
That's all it's about, man. All for the stats. All for the stats.
So
and for the first time...
second place now, and Orphan Drop will lead for the first time in his career.
Yeah, a bit of a... I don't think many of us would have expected that coming from car 8, but... Currently running in P1, but does need to come in and make a compulsory pit stop. Dynamite is also going to need to come in as well, because there is absolutely no chance he can make it to the end on his current fuel load. So he'll be in the next lap or so, you'd think. Blocky Rex currently running in P3 to Smeg. He has made his pit stop, so he'll be looking to either go to the end or to stop it. But what I think I think Smeg will at least try and stretch this out to the end.
Yeah, he probably will try and get there, so he's going to have to do a fair bit of fuel saving. I'm not sure if he pit early enough to make a 2-stop work. He did go quite early for the 1-stop, so we'll see what he can do. Texie's not too far back. He's now on soft tyres. He's getting a bit of time actually on Banana, I think, who's still got Stingray right behind. They've got Gemma between the last spot there, who's just pit. We'll probably see him in this lap, so strategy is starting now, balance out a little bit.
As
just seeing what people are on the field as Orphan Drop will now come to the pits on lap 18, put some fresh softs on.
yes, he will, and Blocky follows him in, so that means Dynamite is your new race leader. Let's see, as we're going to watch the Kennedy Motorsport boys go to work here on car 8. Whenever the car decides to pull up to pit, and it's in now.
Yep, so I think they're just about the last bit of pit. I think Tim's also made an undercut work quite nicely, but I'm not sure if he's quite going to get to the end, so he's going to save a bit of fuel as well. He's now at 44, so he's made a really nice undercut. Whether he'll stay there is a big question. I don't think he's going to keep up with Banana and Stingray, who are swapping positions again, so Stingray now ahead, once again at Banana.
Yeah, he's up.
Katie up to P8, leading this lead pack here, so all three max speed cars a bit early and getting undercuts on their rivals there, so not sure what the play is for all of them, but all of them have managed to move up substantial positions in time pit stop phase, as you can see. So Smeg's been doing his homework, and the others have been working quite well as a team, but things all three have gained.
Emphasises what a team sport motor racing is and online racing is as well. It's all about team, all about the team, and you can't win a championship, the team's championship that is, based off one driver, as FP Autosport is finding out the hard way at the moment, as they are, I think they're struggling just down the pack, and Dynamite does pull in for his final pit stop. So the Spec is your current race leader. He is not only your effect, he is definitely leading this race. I'm pretty sure he is going to try and make it to the end, and Kirby Texas will have a lot fresher tyres, so he's going to struggle to hold on here, but we've seen the Smeg do magical things this season. Can he do another? Can he pull something else out?
Yeah, might still be able to hang on to a podium, even if he has to save some fuel, but those 3 laps are coming very, very quickly towards him, so it's going to be an interesting little battle to the end. Tim as well, he's on board for a good result after not an ideal qualifying. I think qualified P9 or 10, that kind of region there. Not quite be able to get through the field. But Timmy doing a nice job in P3 for now. See how much he can hang on to as the Stingray is really closing in. But now it's not too far back either. An awful drop now ahead of Dynamite. But Dynamite probably will get by in the next couple of laps, having just put fresh tyres. So that's how the top 7 with Airborne, Bob, Hot and KD are currently the final drive in the top 10. So yeah, plenty happening here, but I think everyone's good to get to the end. We'll see how long it takes these guys to all converge on each other.
Yes, that will be very interesting to see how all these different strategies play out, as we've got a little battle here for 6th, I think. I think Orphan Drops just put up the white flag here to Dynamite, and we'll probably just let him go as they go in onto the straight, I think, or down in under brakes into turn 1.
Dynamite with fresh tyres. Probably has the pace to challenge the top 5, so should get through on the inside here and does. So Dynamite now at P6 and with some clear air again to make the most of those tyres. So see what we can do in terms of making some inroads on the top 5. A bit of a gap to get, but he's still got a fair few laps to go. 11.5 laps still in this race, so a lot of time.
Yeah, we've got an interesting battle here, holding up for 3rd at the moment. Prying Stingray on the back of Tim Ant. And he's going to get side by side with him, and will get a run to the corkscrew and should pull ahead, and he does. So Stingray is up into 3rd, and Tim is down into 4th. Banana Cake Pie running in 5th as we speak.
Yeah, so looking really nice. Banana Cake Pie is just going to probably be closing in pretty rapidly in the next couple of laps. Stingray with the fastest lap of the race as well, 20.988. So bonus point there, bonus couple of points. Which could be valuable for the team's championship. It's such a poor race for FP Autosport and a really strong race so far for BSPRD. Perhaps P2 is still up for grabs in that championship. The gap was big, it was very big. They needed a lot to go right in BSPRD, but a lot has gone right in this first race. So every point is really, really important. Just to make the most of that big lap, which he is known for racking up that fastest lap points. So yeah, every little bit they can help they're going to get, as Tim is now going to come under pressure for Banana Cake Pie probably the next couple of corners. That Lexus is really, really nice at the moment. All 3 of them driving really, really strongly and consistently as well, which is probably just as important.
That is exactly what you want, and we've criticised the Lexus at length this season, as have their drivers really, but you can't fault its performance today thus far. It's been fantastic around here at the moment, Laguna Seca.
It is a great car. It's just a matter of the strategy, whether you can hook it up to the track. But I mean, all 3 of them are really, really quality drivers. Had a really slow start to the season. The 3 of them quite inconsistent. Probably the best word for it, but have really come on the second half of this season here. Have all 3 Lexus drivers individually, which has really helped their charge of the teams. So good to see resurgence there for Kirby, Stingray, and BCP.
Banana Cake Pie is going to have a look. He's going to show Tim the nose, and he's going to send it under brakes, pulls it up, and gets P4. So
Yeah,
BCPRD running second through to fourth, and the Smeg is still your current race leader. Is coming under increasing fire from Curving Texas, as his tyres do seem to be going off.
Yeah, that front ride not looking too flash.
Oh, as the Smeg gets really wild, they're out of the corner, and this opens the draw up for Curving Texas probably sooner than he would have thought, and maybe sooner than the Smeg would have wanted, but the Smeg's overrun the corkscrew, and Curving Texas is going to take the lead of the race.
Yeah, nice run on the outside there. Smeggy looks like he's really struggling in front of that car now. And he gets a bit of that curve as well, which is going to not help too much, but Tex now takes the lead once again. I'm not sure what's going to stop him. He looks really comfortable in that car around here, so barring any major mistakes, Tex looks like the man to beat.
Yes, he does at the moment. He's been on song all weekend. Oh, I'm going to say all weekend, I mean he's been on song all...
Tim's in, sorry, and he's got damage, so something's happened at, towards the back here. I'm not sure if he was intending to stop, but he's got some rear damage, which is definitely going to not help that performance there. That's going to drop him down the field a bit more, so that's quite disappointing there for max speed. But yeah, it's a big shame there for Tim, who was running a really nice P5.
Yeah, he was unfortunately there for Tim out there after having... He had such a strong start to the season as well. He has just had a shocking second half of the season. Tim out after... He was well in the hunt for his championship, and to finish top 2 in the championship, top 3, but he has dropped off in the second half of the season. It's been really hard for him the second half of the season. Hopefully he can come back next season even stronger.
Yeah, he's had some really strong moments this season. Again, probably some consistency with results is not helping his cause. Was looking really nice for P2 in the championship until recently, but still, I mean, the top 4 in the championship is going to be really strong regardless. For him, I don't think he's going to get dropped.
Oh, Blocky is... Sorry to cut you off there. Blocky did make a mistake there and has allowed the Stone Tower up in the 9th.
That's a big slide there for Blocky. I'm not sure what's happened there. I've just got a bit of that inside curve. That was a long way off from high speed. Puzzling.
Quite puzzling there, actually. But Blocky did drop to position. Stone Tower and Knife airborne in 8th. Obviously, Grid 1 running around the back with some technical issues, but he knows the value of points, and he's just going to circulate to get some points. 3 Kennedy Motorsport cars running 5th, 6th and 7th at the moment, so decent outing from the WRXs, but as we've said ad nauseum this season, Kennedy Motorsport are yet to win a race this season.
Yeah, I mean, that Subaru, it's either very strong or very weak northern tracks. They've really failed to capitalise on chances in general, so a lot of decent results, kind of a lot of P4 to 8 sort of results, a couple of podiums as well, particularly when Lewis was driving for the first half of the season. Bothod's very wide there.
A couple wheels in the dirt, brushes the fence, but no.
There was a bit of time there.
No damage done.
Really good results. That's probably a nice, good example there, riding board there with just a maybe season. Be a way to go. We're looking. I know BK was quite confident with at least the top 2 in the championship. We thought he'd have to line up 2, and probably did have to line up 2, but maybe just not quite the car underneath him.
It was a calculated risk to take the WRX, and unfortunately it hasn't paid off thus far this season. We still do have 1 race left after this. Stay tuned for the sprint race, the final race of season 4. But we still have got around 6.5 laps to go here, and you've currently got Curving Texas as your race leader. The Smeg in 2nd and Prying Stingrays in 3rd, but I think the Smeg made just dropped a couple of wheels in the dirt there, but Prying Stingray's
over a 2.5 a lap at the moment, close to 2 seconds a lap. This pace difference, so Smeggy really doesn't have much to fight with here. he's definitely going to the end at this point. There's no point pitting now, but those tyres are really, really struggling to hang on. Stingray's probably going to make some light work of him in the next lap or so.
Should he?
There.
Yeah, you can see the performance under brakes as well there for Prime Stingray with the extra grip with the front tyres. He's able to brake just that bit deeper and pull it up, and he is right on the tail of the Smeg as they head into hard under brakes, and Prying Stingray is going to make the move. He's going to skate it in on the rear brakes and pulls it off. So Prying Stingray makes it a 1-2 for BCPRD. Now, there's only been one 1-2-3 finish in Project 1 GT.
Yeah,
Ken Banana Cake
eSports as well in that, so all 3 seasons, all 4 seasons so far. Only the 1, 2, 3, that was for max speed there. Are you about to see another one? But Banana isn't far behind, is he?
He isn't, and I think, and he has got much better tyres than the Smeg, and I think the Smeg is going to come under an increasing threat as the laps wind down, as we've got about 5 and a bit laps to go here, and can Banana Cake Pie reel him in? I reckon the Smeg's going to have a tall order as the Smeg absolutely lights up the rears. They're out of the corkscrew that hangs onto it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big error there. Not too confident in that car, I think we can say it pretty safely. Banana Cake Pie is lapping about a second quicker at the moment. However, Smig's last lap was very, very poor, taken by Stingray as well as a couple of mistakes on the way. So Banana Cake Pie does look set to challenge that P3 in the next couple of laps. Another 2 seconds gained in that lap for BCP. So yes, making in trouble for hanging on to that podium there. He's done well to get himself in the fight, which I think would be the number one thing he would have been aiming for. He's not quite going to have the grip and power when it matters at the end. So yeah, another sort of maybe race I think is the Smeg. He's done well to get his car right up there. I don't think he's going to be too confident in his chances of hanging on for P3. Shout out to Dynamite as well, making that 2-stop work. He's actually done quite well. He's not really close enough to challenge for the top 4, but he's probably have to give him credit for trying something different. It's always good to see. Very easy to just follow everyone else and cruise around. On the 1-stop, good to see something different. Orphan drop as well with a really strong performance in P6. Godpod's dropped a lot.
So much time. In fact, he's down into 10.
So something's happened here with Bodhod.
I think that, some more.
That was a comfortable 5, 6, 7 there for. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there.
Technical. I think what I'm hearing is some technical dramas with some. I think it's either equipment or something. Something has gone majorly wrong. So
yeah, it's a lot of time down the drain. That's going to pop. Blocking out in P7, which is one of his best results of the season. Tim and Stone Tower in pair positions too. Jamo might just get one as well. So yeah, real mystery there. Dynamite and Orphan Drop now by themselves in the Canadian train in the middle of the pack. Both with strong results though, I think relative. So yeah, bit of drama happening late in the race as Blocky and Tim for P7. Bit of action happening down here. Now Tim's been trying around the outside of Blocky Rex in the braking zone. Can he get it stopped? That WX probably that BMW slightly better on the brakes. Just there, P7 just. But Tim's not quite done yet. So this could be a little bit of a battle forming in the last 3.5 laps. As Tim's wide, he's very, very wide. Oh, he's just managed to hang on to that car.
Yeah, he has. He has there just got a bit of a heart in the mouth moment there for Tim, as we've got yellow flags in and around Blocky and Tim, and that is red one. So
more troubles.
This race keeps going from bad to worse for red one as the laps just wind down. As we've got Banana Cake. Here he goes. Here he goes. Can he get the Smeg?
Late in the brakes to get a lot more front grip at the moment.
Oh, he's going to touch. Yeah, he touches the rear of that Aston Martin. Can he get the move done in under brakes? Not quite yet. But he's tucked under that rear wing. Oh, the Smeg drops a couple wheels in the dirt. This may open the door up for Banana Cake Pie if he can get a run. out of turn number, I think that's 4 or 5, I don't know, someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it's 5. But yeah, Bernard has a lot of grip here. Smeg has 2.5 laps to hang on to this P3. So he's going to take his absolute best effort to do so, because Bernard looks quite confident on the brakes and on the power there. So it's going to be a real scrap, I think, for Smeg to hang on to that. But we'll see what he can do. We know he's a great driver, very consistent driver. But yeah, we'll see what Bernard can do in terms of forcing this move. Top 2 definitely well out of reach. They are both cruising at the moment, very, very strong. Now it's up to Bernard to finish the trifecta on the podium. As Smeg runs a bit wide again, losing more time. Bernard literally pushing
here he goes.
The last quarter down the inside now. And is this it? Is this going to be the 1, 2,
yes.
3 BCPRD? It is.
1, 2, 3 for BCPRD, and we are not hearing the end of this if this finishes this way. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, so Mick might try and force a move here into turn 2.
This is probably
around the outside, but I don't think he's quite going to have the grip to hang it. No, he doesn't. And Bernard will hang on. I'm not sure if Mick's going to quite have the grip to challenge that again. So, real chance for Bernard Pie now to stretch the leg a little bit on the last 2 laps and get that gap. But really, really solid drive from the 3 BCPRD drivers. Really finding the pace in that car. Smeggy and P4 now. Solid points, but would be disappointed to have lost to that podium.
Absolutely, but this is really critical for BCPRD because this brings them right in the hunt. Not for the Teams Championship, but second in the Teams Championship, and that is going to be a huge turnaround if they can pull that off.
Yeah, well, with FP Autosport currently sitting in 9, 14 and 15, I mean, it seems an impossible task, but now it's a maybe. Now it's a possibly. Could it happen? Could BCPRD take that second place? They've done all they really need to get themselves the best chance. As we come around to the last corner for the second last time is Tex, and he is lapping Ridwan. You're not going to say that too many times.
I don't think you're going to say that too many times from a lot of these drivers, but as we start the final lap of the race, Curving Texas has put on a clinic here today. Took the lead from Ridwan after Ridwan experienced some technical dramas, but he has not looked back since, and he has been absolutely on song around here. Car and track is absolutely in sync. And Curving Texas is going to reap the rewards and pick up his second race win of the season if he can negotiate his final half of the lap.
Yeah, very, very solid drive. Back in Season 1 form where he did win that Drivers' Championship. Yeah, very slow start from this season, but he's ended really, really strong, not just this race, but the last few rounds he's been solid results. Same goes with Stingray, very, very solid in the second half of this season. An Arcade Pie podium in a feature race. I know he gets a lot of his big points in sprint races, as he's able to move through the field quite well, but really, really solid performance of BCP as well in P3. Dynamite and Smeg in 5 and 4 behind as well have done very good jobs, but it is Tex. Coming around the final corner now, he's going to take the big chocolates.
You're done right.
Small chocolates. He's done so well this race, and he's going to win it for BCPRD.
And it's going to be Flying Stingray in second, and does Banana Cake Pie as he comes out of the final corner. It's the second time it's happened in Project Life GT history. It's a 1, 2, 3 for a team. It's the first time it's 1, 2, 3 for BCPRD. Team Max Speeds, the Smeg in 4th, Dynamite in 5th. As we've got Orphan Drop going to round out your top 6. A fantastic drive after getting partially turned on lap 1. Recovers to finish in P6. Tim Ant, some more good points for Team Max Speed as they, I would say, have got one hand on this championship trophy for the team's championship.
Yeah, very, very solid drive from them. Tim rounds. Final now, there's a couple of skids across the line. Blocky will take P8 as well in a pretty solid result, but important points to pair of him. Stone Tail will take 9th. Probably a bit lucky, I think, almost to hang on to that top 10 there. He looks well off the pace, but we'll see what he can do in the sprint race. Gemma will take top 10 as well, and some, pretty good result for him as well.
And KD
turned up the pace recently as well. Kane and KD will round out the field.
So that is the feature race done, as we are going to load up the sprint race. pause it at around 18 seconds and we'll just have a quick run through of your grid. Not a full run down like we did in the feature race, but a very quick run down. But we do have some breaking news in from the paddock. FP Autosport have announced that it has mutually parted ways with Airborne before the final race of the season. And Airborne has walked out. They've parted company, and there will only be 14 cars racing in the sprint race. So,
not what you need when you're pushing for a championship after a poor race. They still have P2 in the Constructors' Championship, but one car down now, that's a lot of points potentially missing there. So really big news on the front there.
Yeah, as we'll pause it on 18 seconds, as I'll just calibrate everything as we'll go to the front. So, we'll just...
Lead one on pole in the sprint race is not something you're going to see probably ever again.
I don't think you ever will. I think it's the first time this has happened all season. But anyway, you've got Ridwan, Bodod, KD, Candy Cane, Jamo, the Stone Tower, Blocky, Timant, Orphan Drop, and Dynamite rounds out your top 10. Then you've got the Smeg and the 3 BCPRD cars. And we're going to take it away in 3, 2, 1, and now let's take it away for the start. The final race of Season 4, the Revs rise, the Cars war. It's Season 4 for the final time. It's time to bring the action here at Laguna Seca. They're off. Ridwan gets a very good start from Bodhod. He has absolutely cleared him there. And Ridwan is going to go into turn 1 unchallenged. KD up in the second. Bodhod got an absolute...
Kane's just gone down the middle of about 4 people there, and he's now moved up to P4. Prezzo's
yeah, but he may lose out to the Stone Tower here, but Kane up in the 4th. Bodhod moves back up into 3rd, but did lose out a spot from the start, but Ridwan has checked out. Then you got KD, Bodhod, Candy Cane, the Stone Tower, Blocky Rex, Jamo, Timman, Orphan Drop, Dynamite, Curvy Texas, the Smeg, and then you've got Banana Cake Pie. Then you got Prime Stingray running in 12th.
Pointing in the right direction this time as well. 3 BSPD cars at the back of the house on Smeg is the race will come to him, but KD also with a good start getting up into the top 2 with Stonetown, Candy Cane still fighting. Stonetown now up into P4. Blocky might fancy a run here at Candy Cane as well. P5 is going to get him, so Kane lost a couple of positions there after making him up at the start, but the all 3 Revo Satellite Racing riders 5, 6, 7 at the moment. See if they can find something that has some very weak guys behind, but it is Ridwan from Bodhod who snuck through, and KD as well takes P3 now for Team Max Speed. So a bit of a cleaner start than the last races. KD's all over the place on the exit of the first final quarter, as is I think that Stingray almost hitting the inside wall in the straight. I'm not sure if it was Stingray or one of the Revo cars. I saw a blue car take a shot left.
Yeah, as all the Stone Tower's going to make a move on KD and moves up into position 3. KD's right. He's beaten all over Prezzo there. I don't know if Prezzo's going to be appreciating that after... I think he's really in the best mood tonight for these races, as KD does drop a couple of wheels in the dirt and loses any hope of getting that spot back.
Fresh start though for Prezzo, so he's near his head down. He's going to be wanting a really strong result here, so... had to man this race, and he knows what's on the line with the team's championship. He saw the pace of BPRD in that first race, he knows what he's points.
Absolutely, you've got the 3 Bravo boys running line astern once again. Then you've got Dynamite, who is just about, I think he's just going to lose out to Tim Ant here for position number 8. Then you've got Kirby Texas, and then Orphan Drop right behind.
Yeah, side by side the corkscrew, not the easiest place to really move, as the Orphan Drop just cut the corner there a little bit. To dodge a bit of contact. Stingray's going to shoot himself down the inside and get through there. Plenty of inside the curve and gets that done. Really nice from Stingray. They're actually quite difficult to stick it.
Yeah,
Tim
does
to sustain P9.
Does take a lot of cooperation there as well. But yeah, Kirby Texas, he's currently running outside of the top 10.
3 wide.
Orphan Drop's getting swamped by the BCPRD cars, so...
Won't appreciate that. The Banana Cake Pie deciding he doesn't want to sit behind any more cars.
Oh, is they going to go near on 3 wide? Who goes where?
On the outside. I wonder if he can stick it around his teammate as well. I'm not sure if it's quite enough to pace to Orphan Drop trying to stick it as well on the inside, but he's not quite going to have those either. So makes to the simplification of the 14th place, nothing silly. Yeah, big send for Banana in the last corner. He's moved himself up now into 11th. Just quite caught there. A bit further up the field, Kane's gone wide and he's going to lose out to Jammer. I think his teammate here, Dynamite, not too far back either. Block's in a nice P5 ahead of him as the Red Rose will switch around. And Dynamite gets a great run out of that corner there. He might get a run on Jammer here as well. Thinks about it, it doesn't quite have the pace, the speed to steer amazing properly. So Dynamite making a really nice move there in the P7.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to have a look as well. So looks like the one under pressure now is Kane. But you guys coming to take his positions away from him.
Yeah, he's got an angry pack of cars right behind him. Probably best to not look in your mirror or look back.
The Stingray's drifting in the dirt. That was a big slide again from Crying Stingray.
Yeah, he's back in the dirt again.
Oh, off drop. Oh, that's a save and a half. That's miraculous. How he's managed to hold on to that.
Pure skill or luck. I'm not sure what is what, but may need a change of underpants. I suspect he's going to have a look to relegate off and drop into last place.
Yeah, he's not quite going to go for it though, I don't think. No, not quite. Tim and Dynamite. Tim and Jamo changing positions as well, but IK Pipe's right there too, so a lot of spice in this back half of the field here. Red One has checked out at the front, Bod holding the stone tail pretty clearly, 2 and 3 as well. A bit of a train form behind KD, some ball not quite in direct pressure, so this is definitely the place we're watching back here.
Yeah, just looking at Red One.
Again. He's going to squeeze through for P9. I think he's going to bump Jammer off a little bit wide. He's going to let all 3 BCPRD cars swap Jammer.
Yeah. That's good team driving there. Excellent team driving there from BCPRD. You let one car through, you're going to let all 3 of them through. They've worked very well together as they've gone on throughout the season. The drive line that was questioned earlier in the season, how the dynamic work, it's working very well. You're seeing the fruits of Banana Cake Pie's recruitment of Curvy Texas and Prying Stingray to BCPRD as Tim Ant drops. I went the wrong way there. Tim Ant dropped a couple wheels in the dirt and he is going to be under threat from the BCPRD trio, and in fact he's going to lose all those positions.
Yeah, getting way too hot into the final corner there. Probably still trying to straighten up the car before the braking zone, but once you brake late, coming back onto the track, you just have no grip on his tyres, so he's now back in the last place against Tim. Disappointed with that. He was well and truly in that fight in the middle there. Still definitely on. Stingray is now going to get by Kane, who's gone round, I think.
Yeah, Kane has gone round, and I think he did get collected there. Yeah, Orphan Drop did collect him, so he has got front aero damage. That is less than ideal for car 8. So I think he did collect Candy Cane, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, Candy Cane might have been squeezed down the grapple slightly, put around. Doesn't look like Orphan Drop had much place to go, so that's a shame for them. Now back down behind Tim. Too happy with, but now BSPRD up at 789, so they are slowly working their way through the field. Dynamite's the next one ahead. We've got Blocky and Katie. Oh, Blocky on the sink about to send into the Corky, going to cover all of that and get a penalty for that.
Surely. Yes, he does.
Good. Deserve that penalty. As Dynamite's going to send it down the inside. He's going to think about it. He's going to more than think about it. He's going to try and force it, but not quite with the speed to make it stuck. Those 3 Lexuses pretty menacing in the camera shot behind there. So plenty happening at the start here. Stone Tail's managed to get by Bodpod here as well. P2 missed that one in all the action in the midfield. So looking pretty nice there. Bodpod trying to use that WX front end to get back with Stone Tail good enough on the brakes to hang on. So Stone Tail definitely looks like he's got some real pace to start this race off. He's on the soft tyres compared to Bodpod's mediums, but SLS looks not too shabby to start this race.
No, it doesn't. Car works very well on its own. When it's in a pack, it does seem to struggle.
Oh, Blocky's in the gravel. He's lost a chunk of time. He's gotten pushed out wide a little bit by Dynamite.
Yes, he has, and he's going to lose out to Prying Stingray here as Stingray's going to round him up. Well, surely he will. He'll get the drive. Yeah, he's going to get. Of course, he's going to get the drive. Banana Cake Pie is going to push him through, get through on the child, as he likes to call him.
Yeah, Tex is going to get through as well, probably here as well. So once again, 3 BCPRD cars getting by in a couple of corners, so really kind of paving the way for each other.
Oh, Prying Stingray!
A little bit, yeah, he's managed to hang on to it in a straight line, but he's dropped positions now as Stingray. He's
just gonna force Blocky out and does get that position back. So the three BCPRD cars running line astern once more as they occupy positions 6 through 8. As Dynamite just looking to mount a challenge on KD. The pit window is now open to get your tyres off as well. 6 lap minimum here in the sprint race, so you can come in, get a fresh set of tyres and bolt back out there.
Yeah, everyone is on mediums except the top two. Might as well mention that might indicate when we're going to see some cars. You won't have to worry about fuel. I mean, saving a bit will mean less time at the pit stops, but you're not going to have to save too much as you get the one stop, like you did in the first race. So we'll see when these guys choose to pit whether they try to go long on the softs or try and back consistency in the mediums. Because they are a very consistent race tyre. The mediums are really slower. So we'll see what the strategy play is. We saw in the first race 16 lap stints weren't too bad, so everyone really aimed for that. We're almost there, so it's a really big pit window actually open for this race. We'll see who can make the most of the potential undercut, who can get some clear air and really push their cars into the max. So it's going to be a fascinating little strategy battle here as well, particularly such a close, congested group as midfield.
As Dynamite's going to have a look inside on KD as they head into the penultimate corner, as they head into the last corner as well. Actually, he will not quite close enough. Can he get the run out of the final corner to slipstream past KD? It is very hard for that WRX to pick up or to get past anyone on the straights, but he's right in the slipstream and it's very good under brakes. Is he close enough to make a move on KD? KD covers down to turn 2 and Dynamite stays in P5.
Yeah, Katie got a bit squirrely in the last corner there, but had the power to, the gut to stick the foot in, still hanging to that. So Katie looking to defend as much as he can. Dynamite looks really pacey at the moment. Texas isn't far behind either. Stingray's back ahead of Blocky, of course. But Ikepar's dropped back again, so he's made a mistake the last lap, second of his standard lap times there. So BCP possibly gone a little bit wide somewhere and let him back through Blocky and Stingray. So he wasn't too happy about that. Still a lot of laps left to go in this race. As a Smeg, you might mention as well, he's the one who's gone early. He has pit. He was towards the back, but he's now got fresh softs on and will look to undercut as much of the field as he possibly can. So that's an interesting battle there on the strategy front for Smeg. How high can he get? We saw how much success that undercut was for the max speed guys in the first race. So that's been one to watch, I think. As Bothod's in as well. So he's gone early as well, so we'll see where these guys do come out when everyone else pits. Irving Texas follows them too, so a couple of guys going early.
As we're going to have a look at a little battle here between Blocky Rex and Banana Cake Pie, currently for position number 5. So can Banana get past Blocky to really just open his race up a little bit more and just make it life ever so easier, but as he's going to poke the nose there on Blocky Rex, just can't quite get through on him at the moment. Blocky driving incredibly well in that BMW, the Revo Satellite. That co-team owner, him and Viper Z, both owning that team. They've had I'd say it's a building year for them this season. Just getting their drivers and really building them up. I have heard from team owners that they are looking at bringing in a marquee caliber driver. Obviously, all the drivers, bar the team owners and Ridwan, are on the market come the end of this race. As we act
like they have all the choice in the world as to who they pick, but they really don't. Yeah.
They do.
It's a fun game of rugby play. The wheel is all deciding.
Anyway.
We will have that event coming up soon. But the Stone Tower now pits. Is probably getting into the important stage of this race here. He's now pit off the soft tyres. So he's going to do a long stint. As Bananas slide from the inside.
He's going to try here.
Rough doors.
They're side by side. They're banging doors.
Turning on the straight.
I mean, these two do not like each other.
Oh, this is spicy. Borderline illegal, but that's alright.
These two do not like each other, but Banana Cake Pie is going to get the move done on Blocky Rex.
Oh, and definitely a bit of turning on the straights.
I think that was borderline. That was very much borderline there from Blocky.
Oh, we'll call it that. Banana is through now to P4, regardless of circumstances. I mean, they both gave each other enough to call that one. Fun stuff.
Great stuff. It's the last day. It's the last day of school vibe here with these lads. They know it's the last race, and it's all about just a couple little personal wins.
Yeah, but I don't want to let anyone finish ahead of him if you can help it. But he is putting in a solid drive though.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that all plays out later. With a few guys like this now, potentially getting that undercut spot hod. He's got a big jump on the stone tower. Of course, with the titanium spot hods, the last few laps were very, very fast compared to the stone towers. Smeg's also gained a fair bit of time. He's put in the first less lap the last lap, so Smeggy is coming as well for a good result. Tex also having hit. It's not too far back either with the team as well. So the strategy is now starting to play out a little bit. See when the likes of Stingray and Banana come in there, but decide to stay out for now.
Yeah.
Speaking of Banana, he's got a bit of a train form behind him. Dynamite's not too far back either. So a few cars now in close proximity. We'll see who can get ahead of each other on track, or if anyone decides to try and do a bit of a cheeky undercut. Most of these guys, all three of them on mediums, so relatively even on pace theoretically. So we'll see who can come at the top of that little battle. Like quickly mentioned, R12 looks like no technical issues whatsoever at all. He's cruising up front, more like what we expect from him. He's having a race of his own at the moment. Doesn't look like anything.
That's absolutely right. He has looked pretty much as soon as he got pole for this, obviously finishing last, then being on pole for the reverse grid, you just knew as long as there were no technical dramas, he was probably going to win this race, and quite comfortably. He's on his way at the moment, around half race distance at the moment. Not over just yet. Still a lot of racing.
It's the wipers.
It is. He does it.
Yeah,
I did notice that actually.
Yeah. It's got to be it.
He's getting the most out of this SLS as Prime Extinguisher does come into the pit lane for his compulsory pit stop. But
I mean, there are wipers on the car for a reason. It must help with pace. It's the only explanation.
It must be. This championship-winning car, car 14, has been confirmed next season that he will run in car number 1 for FP Autosport. We did mention that during the feature race, but R12 is returning next season to defend his title with FP Autosport, and hopefully, I got a quote from him, hopefully lead them to a team's championship. That is the one thing he wants, to win with FP Autosport.
Yeah. Well, he's doing his best to lead them to P2 this season. Still up for grabs. They looked very, very safe. We mentioned a couple of times as well on the broadcast. They looked very safe for P2, but after an absolute disastrous race last race with Beast PRDs 1, 2, 3. That is a massive points gain. So he's doing his best to make sure they hang on to that. Stone Tower's doing a pretty decent job in P6 as well. Beast PRD cars currently sitting 7, 9, and 12, having a hit. Long races still, a lot of laps left, halfway through now, so pit stops will start to balance out the field again. Important for everyone to consolidate his points, as well as the Stone Tower being one car down in this fight. So really important for everyone. They can't look too much forward yet. There's still a job to do for this one.
Absolutely is, as Blocky and Jamo have pulled the pin and have come into the pit lane. We've got the first car to have made their pit stop. Boardhod currently running, well, they'll make that P2 now. So here's the first car who has made his compulsory tyre change and cleared his minimum.
Yes, makes nice and close though. Boardhod made a mistake somewhere. Look at that lap 8 there. Oh, that might be a pit stop. No, look at that lap 11.
I think that was his pit lap. Yeah, lap 11 looks like he made a massive error.
Yeah, because he had a gap there. So something's happened there. That's going to put him under pressure from the Smeg. I mean, that's a big mistake. I'm not sure what's happened there. Possibly a full spin or something. But that's probably some good guard. Now Smeggy smells a P2. There's a lot of guys behind who are going to be sniffing a podium too. Stone Tower and Tex are not far behind at all. Stone Tower on those medium tyres, probably not going to quite have the pace to close, but Tex and Stingray are very, very close. They're going to be challenging the podium, I think, towards the end of this race. So the Smeg gets very sideways. Just looked onto that coming out of the middle sector. So Smeg is pushing. I can tell that much.
You can absolutely tell that much. He's absolutely throwing that thing around at the moment. Last time driving the DBR9, full, as
Yeah.
we do keep saying, full reset for Season 5. It's going to be interesting what these team owners decide is the best course of action for them for next season, and what cars are available to them after a team may pick it.
Yeah, I mean, Smeggy, he will lead the team championship, I think. Big gap back now, so he will get first choice at the moment as it stands of the car. It's a mystery as to what he'll pick, but he can pick anything he wants pretty much. So it'll be interesting to see all those details be coming out. We'll have a driver draft as well as our team launches.
Yeah, we will have that coming up in the next. Yeah, we're going to have that coming up in the next few weeks. So stay tuned to the Project One eSports YouTube channel, where we will get this driver draft done, and the teams can reveal their cars as we look to head into Season 5. It's going to be a cracking season, but there's still just about 10 laps to go left in season number 4. We've seen some cracking racing this season.
Yeah, I think it's probably been the best season yet in terms of competitiveness. First couple of seasons, of course, this league, this tier, initially coming out of boredom of the Formula 1 game, everyone picking up this game pretty much for the first time. So very up and down for the first couple of seasons, but we've really come on as a tier. A lot of people have really found their pace, and we've had the closest fights. We have seen plenty of guys well and truly contesting podiums week in, week out. It's not just to give them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I reckon this has been the best season yet.
Yeah.
You really want to end it on the high. I know how important those points are. Sort of close field, drivers and constructor spots available. So it has been a cracking season. We'll see if they can end these last 10 laps with some more fireworks.
Yeah, just I have a feeling the champagne bottles at Team Max Speeder, they're on ice at the moment. Champagne's on ice. They are waiting, and it is looking pretty secure for them to wrap up their first ever team's championship. And what a moment that would be for the Smeg and Team Max Speed after all they've been through over the past 3 seasons. To reach the top, to reach the pinnacle of this championship and win the team's championship, that would be a massive moment for the Smeg.
Yeah, Smeggy's had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows in this championship. Of course, struggling the first couple of seasons with drivers in attendance, often being a bit of a lone soldier. And then last season with a poor car selection relative to the rest of the field. So it's good to see him on top. It's good to see him with some consistent teammates. Timmy's had a great season, as you mentioned as well, although has faded the second half. He's really stepped up as a driver. And KD's been very consistent as well, beating drivers he needs to beat. So it's good for the Smeg to reap some of those rewards, well and truly on track for that Constructors lead now. Still closing on a bottom pod, who's racking up penalties now, so bottom pod's feeling the heat. Open was the first race, so definitely feeling the pressure, and Tim having just made a move on the Stone Tower as well for PC. So they're up and about, the Max Speed boys, just about ready to celebrate. Not yet, still 8 laps to go, but they're very close, very close.
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah, they can. As we start lap number 17 with Ridwan, still yet to make a pit stop. He is getting great consistency out of that car at the moment. Not much going on at the moment, but if I were to ask you what your favourite moment is of the season, what would it be? If you can think of one off the top of your head.
Oh, there's been a lot of moments. One of the highlights, I think, for me was watching the Ridwan and Tim battle at Monza for the lead in the feature race. Saw Tim really step up in that race, put an absolute show with Ridwan ultimately coming out top there. I remember that was a favourite, definitely. I think a bit more generally in that the Endurance Championship has been really good. Smeggy and Ridwan having an almighty battle in that championship, particularly at Le Mans, which saw Joshy right in that fight as well initially. But at Nürburgring as well, remember that battle, that absolute colossal battle for the last stint between Ridwan and the Smeg. I'd put those two battles down. It's probably my highlight of the season. It's been a really good one.
Red One does into the pits. Yeah, I would have to agree. That battle between Red One and the Smeg at the Nordschleife is one of the best battles we have seen in Project 1, and it was... We don't play favourites here at Project 1 eSports, especially in the commentary box, but I think everyone enjoyed seeing the Smeg taking that win at the Nordschleife to send the Enduro Cup down to the final round of it and make it a head-to-head shootout between the pair of them.
Yeah, it's been great to watch. Yeah, it's been a really fun battle for that Enduro Championship. Smeggy still in the fight for P2 Drivers Championship as well. Although the Texans winning the first race, it's going to be very close this race. Still on the back of Bodhod here. Everyone has made that stop, of course, as you mentioned, so he's safe in the lead. Smeg's getting very close. He can smell a P2 here, I think. That would wrap up a really nice season for him, I think, if he can get it.
It absolutely would. If he can pull this off, it'd be a fantastic result for Smeg. Still around about what have we got? About 7 laps to go. About 6.5 laps to go. Red One has made his pit stop and is now on the mediums, and is going to absolutely check out and probably win yet another race this season. And quickly counting, that would be... That would be his 15th win of the season, making him the winningest driver in Project 1 GT, taking over a certain someone's record. I'm not quite sure who it is. Or aren't we going to... We're not going to discuss that here.
No, he deserves all the praise he gets. He's absolutely dominated the season from start to finish. We've seen some pretty outstanding fights up against him, but he's been the most consistent, most reliable driver in this field, so he deserves all the accolades that he has earned for the season. Well and truly. Really good to have someone of such high quality on the field. As Smeg, it looks like now's the time. He's going around the outside of Bodhod. Can Bodhod fight? Yes, for now. But Smeg definitely looks like he's ready to get a move on with this battle.
Yeah, he is. Smeg, he senses an opportunity at second in this race and second in the championship. If he can... I'm not sure exactly what the live championship points are at the moment, but I think Curving Texas may just about have it over him, or it'll be very close.
Yeah, not many points in it, so important here for Smeg to get as many points as he can to try and get that P2. But it looks like he's really starting to struggle now. Those front tyres, a lot more worn than the Smeg's actually in general, so Smeg has the grip. No fuel problem at all for either of them. But have a look at this. Stingray, Tex and Dynamite, or not Dynamite, sorry, Tin. Dynamite's lap down there. They're all very close behind as well, so I mean, any sort of slip up from Bodhod and Smeg, it's possibly a podium gone there. So we haven't really mentioned Stingray and Tex too much. They've been closing that gap very constantly over the last few laps. So Smeg, he's going to have to look at his moves as well as in front, but I feel like it's just a matter of time before he manages to get that P2.
Yeah, it does seem like a matter of time. If not, Prying Stingray is ready to pounce. He is looking very racy in that Lexus. The Smeg's going to try it around the outside once again on Bodhod. This time, can he make it stick? No, but this may open the door up for Prying Stingray to get past the Smeg. Two of our British mates, both racing under the Australian flag, both now naturalised Australian citizens, and I think there was a moment there in the background for...
Text a bit slowly. Dynamite.
Sure.
Lap down around.
Okay, yep, thank you.
So not in the lead battle directly, but he was forming that little pack there. I think Stingray looks most likely possibly here at the moment now. As Smeg's going a bit wide here, that's going to open the door. Stingray and Curving Cactus did pit later, do have pressure tyres. Stingray down the inside of the corkscrew, and he's going to get it done. So Stingray now to P3. Not sure what else going to have to fight with here. Smeg now drops P4 and Tex right behind him. So really a direct battle here now for P2 in the championship between Tex and the Smeg. Really important to see who comes
Here
out
we go.
on top. 4 laps to go.
Curving Texas gets the Smeg here. It is game over. pretty certain it will be game over for P2 in the championship for Smeg, which will be a bit of a pill for him to swallow, but he will still take the team's championship any day of the week. As Pride Stingray's going to send it round the outside. He's going to try at least on Bodod. Bodod gives him room. He's going to try to send him in the grass, but Stingray's going to keep the foot flat. But no, he can't quite get the job done.
Aggressive defence there, very aggressive.
As the Smeg's very wide. And Kirby Texas has got him. Oh no!
That's massive. Tex now ahead of the Smeg. Smeg getting very, very wide there. Those grippy tyres not quite as grippy as he needs them to be. I think Stingray's going to get a run here as well on Bodod. I'm not sure if he's going to send it down the inside. He's going to tuck him just, but Smeg now down to P5 and he needs to get the position back.
He needs a few positions, I do believe, to get through on Curbing Texas to get past him for second in the championship. But here come these BCPRD Lexuses. They are fast.
They're very, very fast. Stingray looks like he's got that car hooked up, that front end, giving him the grip he needs. Bodhod's sliding around everywhere. Remember, the Smeg was the first one to stop and the Bodhod was the second one to stop. So they took the pain. They're taking the pain now for the gain earlier. Looks like they both can lose out possibly here to Stingray and Tex. Stingray pushing Bodhod down the main straight, Tex right there as well. Smeg's not quite there enough to make a move. Stingray's going to pull to the outside. And under brakes,
oh my god,
he's late on the brakes.
He's absolutely centered under brakes there. His Pride Stingray's got the position.
Yeah, great.
And he's going to lose out again, Bodod. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Not yet.
Close. Very, very close. Tex there. Bodod losing that grip there. I think Tex is probably going to line up a move in the next couple of corners as well. I'm not sure what Bodod's got to fight with here. Lexus is with the grip when it matters. Around the outside. Can he hold it? Bodod does his best to squeeze him out. Tex is still there though. I think he's just going to have to slot him behind.
Oh, Bodod gets too much of the curb there. That's unsettled him. This is the door. This is an opportunity for him. He doesn't send it in the corkscrew. He thought better of it.
Yeah, a little bit wide on the exit though. That's going to open the door for Tex. He's going to get a better run through the long left-hander here and force the car to be stuck. You see Stingray's already pulled away at the front there, so that shows how much Bodod's holding.
Oh, Bodod!
It's wide, and that's going to do it probably for the straight. Slides through the last corner. He's gone far too deep.
And game over for Bodod. He's dropped off the podium, and now these Lexuses are going to absolutely check out unless Bodod can make a move under brakes into turn 2.
Yeah, he's going to think about it, but doesn't have the grip to do it. Runs deep again, Smeg's now looking now down the inside. Not quite able to get through again, so I think those Lexuses are not going to have anything to worry about behind. Stingray will be safe in P2. Big one's a long, long way up the road, about a third of the lap. Tex, not sure if he's going to have a challenger behind either at this point. He's looking very nice. Smeg will still be lining up P4, I think. He needs to gain points on Tex in P2. And Banana Cake Pie is in P6. As well, so another very solid team result there.
They are on course to win, not to win the team's championship. That will be Team Max Speed that are going to get this job done. They are on course to finish runners up to Team Max Speed in this championship. They are
absolutely nowhere, might add. They shouldn't have been in the fight for P2.
They should have been nowhere near it. This shows what grit and determination BCPRD and their drivers have got, as we are on the final lap here for Rid 1. What hasn't been said about this man?
Bad things haven't been said about him, because it's all good things. He's done a remarkable job this whole season. He's going to win this race comfortably. Way to round out his championship this season. Stingray P2, Tex P3 look pretty safe as well.
And Bodod's going to skate it in on the rear brakes. This may open the door for the Smeg. We're just going to quickly have a look at this battle. I don't know if the Smeg's got enough pace to get through on Bodod at the moment, as they go under the bridge for the final time.
Bodod still with penalties though, so
he does have penalties, but Rid 1 through the corkscrew for the final time, and for the final time this season. The guy who has absolutely dominated this championship is going to take his 15th win of the season and cap off one of the greatest seasons in Project 1 GT history as he comes under brakes for the final time into the final quarter. He's going to round it off. He's going to round out a season of utter domination. Red 1 is your final race winner. It's Season 4 here at Laguna, Seca. He caps off an extraordinary season. Prime Stingray is going to come home in position number 2, I do think. And Curving Texas will come home in 3rd. The Smeg is ahead of Botton at the moment. And no, Prime Stingray has let Curving Texas into 2nd just to ensure he gets 2nd into the championship. Curving will finish runner-up in the race and into championship. The Smeg comes home 4th, Botton in 5th, and that Tim in 7th will confirm Team Max Speed as your team's champions for season number 4.
Yeah, fantastic result for Smeggy and Max Speed. Really solid season. Consistency is key.
Here comes the Stone Towel. He is going to be absolutely livid. He's lost 2nd in the team's championship. He's going to finish 3rd. Orpha drop rounds off his round in 11th, and KD's going to come home in 12th. Then you had Kane and Dynamite rounding off the field. Well, Botton, that has been Season 4. I would like to thank everyone who has tuned in to watch us week in, week out. Special thanks to BKXI for putting this whole thing together and running this championship. Also, a shout out to Banana Cake Pie for hosting our lobbies in Season 4. It's been an absolute pleasure to join you in the booth, which initially started as a one-time thing. It's turned out pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun watching these races back. A really cracking championship. We'll run through this quickly as well shortly, but it's been a great season. I'm expecting more of the same in Season 5. With a full grid reset, a lot more knowledge of cars, a lot more knowledge of tracks, and a lot more strong drivers in the field. So it's going to be an absolutely cracking season. I've mentioned a couple of times, keep your eyes out on socials for details of the driver draft, car selection, and round 1. They'll be all coming very soon. But for Season 4, we'll just quickly run through the drivers and the team's championship. I think Red 1, as mentioned, is going to take the lead of the championship. He did that a couple of weeks ago, but very solid drive from Mercedes-Benz. Tex does take P2 in the championship ahead of the Smeg, helped a bit by his teammate there, and some very strong results in this round. Tim with a consistent season in P4. BKXI takes P5. I think consistency is the way for him as well. Did miss this last round, but P5 is a very solid result for BKXI, owner of Kennedy Motorsport. Stingray and beats PRD P6 with his boss, Banana Cake Pie in P7. After a slow start to the season, both of them picking up form. KD finishes 8th, which is a very good result for him in the championship. Consistency again. Dynamite and Kane are the top 10 in the championship. And for the teams, it is Team Max Speed by about 300 points over BSPRD, who just pipped FP Autosport after an absolute disastrous round. Poor results in the first race, and then missing a car in the second race has really cost them. So massive shout out to Banana Pie Racing Division in the Lexus for taking that. Kennedy Motorsport and Revo are P4 and 5. So that's Season 4 done and dusted.
It's over.
Yeah,
it is over.
It
it is. Thank you everyone who's tuned in. Thank you Bodod. Thanks for joining me. Look forward to Season 5 with you, mate. It's going to be an absolute blast. We've got full grid reset, and these guys are only getting faster. You do not want to miss a moment of Season 5 when it rolls around. Do stay tuned to our socials of Project 1. Season 5, it's coming up very soon. Just a few things to sort out, but for the final time this season, that's been Bodod. I've been Jackie Perez. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you guys for the start of season number